city under lockdown for nearly 1 month, many people stranded in Wuhan are finding alternative places to live until they can return home. Tao Yuan has the story.
This used to be one of the busiest train stations in China. At what should have been its peak season, it's empty. Except for these people. For now, Chen Heng and more than a dozen others are calling this underground parking lot home.
Other places don't allow outsiders to go in. Most hotels and restaurants are closed as well. 80 to 90% of them are closed.
Most here, like Chen Heng, are migrant factory or construction workers. Last month, they were supposed to return home for the Chinese New Year. A day before New Year's Eve, Wuhan announced a lockdown of the city. Flight and rail services were suspended. Vehicles were banned from leaving. The entire public transportation system closed. Chen Heng was scheduled to take the train home that night.
We were told to leave the station. There were many stranded people on the streets. We wanted to go to a shelter for stranded people. We walked for hours to get there, only to be told they had stopped accepting people. There were too many of us, so many that they were afraid of the contagion.
Without a place to go and no extra money for lodging, they returned to the train station. On the mezzanine level, scores of more stranded passengers have been living in this small motel. Owner Yue Hengzhou allows them to stay free of charge.
I think there should be more love and care under an epidemic like this. I wanted to do what I can to make them feel as though they had a home.
The district government has promised to repay the expenses once operations resume. For now, they're supplying these stranded passengers with face masks and basic necessities. Disinfections are also carried out. This official, who only wants to be identified as Mr. Zhang, says the pressure is high for them.
People are still coming in. It's a lot of pressure for us. Because many shops have closed, so it's difficult to buy goods. We are stocking up whatever goods we can get to accommodate these passengers.
Chen Heng is counting on the efforts.
I want to save my money. You don't know when you can get your next job, when lockdown will be over. It's hard to make money. I'm afraid if emergency happens, I wouldn't be able to afford the high cost of living here.
Chen Heng says he wants to go back to his hometown once the lockdown is over. But he doesn't know how much longer he has to wait until that day comes. Taoyuan CGTN, Wuhan.